Great. Hello, Esra. My name is Evelyn. I work as a marketing manager at we.CONECT on the specific event for Pharma MES. And this is where I collect all content that helps us to provide insights on the topic and also insights on the event and also insights on the trends for MES. So we shall start now. Tell us about your position, where you work, what's the pop in your job, and what is it that is exciting about your role?
Yeah, sure. So there's an echo. I hope you are able to hear me well.
Yes, I
Okay,
am.
now it's better. Now it's better. Okay. Yes. My role, let me explain my role first. So I'm the associate director in Apotex. It's a Canadian-based pharma company, generic pharma company. I've been with this company for 22 years. So I started as a computer system validation consultant, and then I took some different roles, supervisory roles, and then management, and then now associate director. So my role, I am responsible computer system validation at Apotex for all type of computer systems. That can be manufacturing, which is like manufacturing execution system, and it's not limited to just manufacturing. Laboratory systems, there are like LIMS, Empower, I don't know if you heard them, but in pharma, these are also very important lab systems. Enterprise-wide systems like SAP, content management applications, spreadsheets. Anything that you consider application, software, computer system, my team responsible for that. I'm running a big team at Apotex. I have a very big and very good team. And we also have branches in different countries and sites within Canada. You know, I'm in Canada, in Toronto, and we have different sites, many different sites within Toronto and also in Canada, near Niagara Falls. We have site in India. It's Pharma company, which we call ARPL. We have another site in US, Florida. We have another site in Mexico. And each site has their own small computer system validation groups. And the program I drive within Canada, because we are the headquarter, is managing and driving all these other sites. So I am also working with them very closely so that we are aligned and they follow our practices, procedures, and everything. So that's the summary of my role, very briefly though. And if you have any questions, you can interrupt me and you can ask more detailed questions if I don't give those details. And you ask what is the most exciting about my role and what is
Yeah.
my passion?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a very good question. Well, there's always a learning in my job that I feel. First of all, I'm part of a Global Information Services Department at Apotex. It's under GIS, which we call abbreviation is GIS, IS. So there's always learning. There's always room for continuous improvement. I am very much passionate about uh, continuous improvement. I've been doing this for a long time, but the way that I was dealing with computer system validation 20 years ago is very much different than how I'm dealing with it right now. And when I see people like still trying to do things in that way, which is like very old-fashioned way, like the way that we were doing 10, 15 years ago, I kind of like, I mean, we gotta do something better. Uh, so that's I'm very passionate about, and I always look for opportunities to make things better in a more productive way, more agile way, whatever we call it. Like there are different terminologies right nowadays. But yeah, like if you ask uh, people at Apotex about me, they will say yeah, very passionate about continuous improvement, very passionate about productivity. Of course, quality has to be part of it, right? It has to be compliant. It's also very important. That's what I'm passionate about, and it excites me.
Wow, thank you so much for answering the question. I have enjoyed listening to the answer and the excitement within your role. We will move on to your topic and what you will present at Pharma MES. The topic that is stated is best-in-class documentation using SOPs, CSV templates, and MES validation deliverables. Give us some insights into your topic and what are the key touch points that we should look forward to in your presentation.
Right. Yeah. So I try to explain it in the like in writing with the bullet points and abstract. So we are moving at Apotex, we are moving from paper to paperless MES with recipes, EBRs. So in my talk, and the documentation is also very important, right? Whether we do the validation activities or testing activities in paper, there are some companies doing things in paper or electronic, it doesn't matter. But there are documentation we have to generate wisely and defend to the auditors. This is very high visibility system. For sure, it will be asked. I'm like from my company also. I get a lot of questions about the system, about MES from the auditors, whether from FDA, Health Canada, and other regulatory auditors. So I will try to explain how we can approach in terms of the documentation, what to document, what not to document. And again, like there are some misconceptions over the years that people think that, oh, we gotta do a lot of documentation, screenshots, this and that, like and most of the time they're not really required. We gotta do things smartly. So that's gonna be my focus, and effectively.
Yeah.
Uh, Efficiently, right? Again, like we gotta do risk-based approach. That's very important. We should not be doing things blindly just for the sake of doing so that it's defendable. We got to understand what is critical, what is most important, and what are the requirements for us to develop, generate in terms of documentation, like high quality SOPs, procedures, requirements, what can be the templates, how we can do these validation deliverables specifically for MES using these templates, how we can do paperless validation for MES implementation,
Mhm.
things like that. We will talk, and also I want to talk about agile validation, which is again more efficient, more like smart validation. It doesn't necessarily we are mean that we are trying to do shortcuts, because I've been doing this for many years at Apotex, not only for MES, but for also some other big critical implementations. So that will be my focus uh, during my
Okay.
session.
That is good. We look forward to listening to your presentation. I am very sure that there'll be so much more insights in it. Right now, it's just the coverage of the topic, but thank you for sharing your insights. On to the next question is now, what is something to do with your current project? What are the most important drivers for your current project, be it functionality, time to market, process optimization, security, user and customer experience, and most importantly, how much did it cost for the project if you're able to reveal the information? Or is there something you'd have done differently on the project?
Yeah, sure. So we started this project last year. It's been a year and it's still going on. We have done a lot of very good work with customer, with business groups. There are many business groups, not just one side. Uh, the most challenging one was to develop or understand user requirements. User has been doing things in a way that, like, over the years, in a way that, like, again, using some paper process procedures. There are records, recipes in paper. So most important drivers was to develop very good and solid requirements when we switch to this automated digital MES system. So we had spent a lot of time understanding customer, what they need in order to develop those requirements so that we can have the right solution. Another important thing, of course, in addition to the requirements, it has to be compliant. We are in a very much regulated environment, right? We are in pharma industry. We have to comply with FDA compliance requirements, which we call CFR Part 11. We have to comply with European Union Annex 11 requirements. We have to comply with Health Canada requirements because Apotex is in many countries.
Mm-hmm.
And produce products for many different countries. We have to make sure that we are compliant with all of those regulation requirements, not just Health Canada. So we look at those requirements and we have to make sure that we are meeting all of those requirements. So that is something that was the most important and critical drivers for us. And of course, another big driver is the process optimization, right? Again, more efficient, effective process, how we can make things better, compliant, and in a way that in terms of user process, we can reduce the time, like generating EBRs, generating recipes, how the batch is flowing, right? What is the workflow? And we did achieve a lot of good outcomes. Again, we have not completely implemented yet. We are halfway through, more than halfway through. But once we implement it, I'm sure it's going to be very helpful for the user community, business community. Like I mentioned, it is not just one side. We have multiple sides for solid dose, liquid dose sites, and we have different manufacturing groups at different sites, different business people. So we are working with all of them and understanding their again requirements and seeing how they are willing to contribute, and having this system soon is our, of course, very important drivers to get there.
Thank you so much for that. That really does help us understand the process optimization, and also gives us a lot more insight into our theme, which is moving from paperless to digitalization as well. Yeah. We have come to our last question, and this is a more generic question where we would like to know, from your opinion, what topics and trends do you see in the next year, and what developments do you expect within the MES field?
Okay, so that was my question. So you are more into MES field only, like, and this question is related with MES, or more general about like pharma industry for other digitalization things? Is it like MES focused still?
We can put it more generic into pharmaceutical serialization, technical operations in the biotech industry as well. So you can go
Okay.
broadly if you have the
Okay.
answer for the broad area.
Yeah, okay. So whatever I say would be applicable for MES too.
Okay.
All right. So again, I'm talking from computer system validation point of view because I'm in that field. I'm the SME. So from that point of view, agile validation is very important. Rather than that's old-fashioned classical or traditional validation, especially for MES, because we have to have different sprints, we have to have different rollouts throughout the project rather than just doing it one shot. Okay, and I see that people are struggling with that. So, and again, related with that, computer software assurance. This is another um, concept FDA brought in for the last 1 year. It's a bit new. There are a lot of conferences happening around that, and there are new guidances coming out or around that. It's more risk-based approach. If it is more risk-based testing approach, which is very much aligned with agile. So those topics can be interesting and helpful for the implementation of MES system or any other system in the pharma industry. Because again, validation compliance is a big part of those system implementations.
Mm-hmm.
Requirements like gathering, development, of course, this is one thing that's for sure. Configuration, IQ, installation, and etc. But again, validation is always big part of those projects. And we have to, again, I'm going to use the same word, we have to make sure that we will do things effectively. And if we do this validation effectively, the project success is going to be way higher. That's how I'm seeing over the years. And if we do a lot unnecessary work, unnecessary paper and things like that, it can be very cumbersome. It can be, the project can be very, very complicated, and
Yeah.
it can take a lot of time. So how we can do things smartly with those new concepts, understanding the validation requirements, that would be helpful. Another one, again, I mentioned IT overall digital transformation, not only on MES, smart factory, right? So moving to Pharma for smart factory, along with MES, all these are part of general IT digital transformation in pharma. So that can be more broader level good topic. Artificial intelligence, of course, this is another one. How to deal with from computer system validation point of view. Those are, I think, the trend nowadays.
Okay. Thank you so much for the insights into the trends and the topics and also into your role. We're grateful that you agreed to this interview. We have come to the end of the interview. I wish you the very best within the summer. If you do have any questions, I will be available online, and thank you so much.
Sure, thank you. Thanks for contacting. Nice meeting you, Evelyn. Thank
Nice
you.
meeting